Well, Mike McGinnis, it's a true pleasure to speak with you today. And I'm so excited to hear your story and discover more about your journey as you run for mayor of Pontiac.
Thank you. No, I'm grateful to have the conversation with you.
Mike, why don't you go back and tell me a little bit about yourself? What led you on this journey to go into politics? What motivated you? What inspired you? Tell the listeners a little bit about your story.
Sure. It's something that's not the most traditional path. My father suffers from mental illness, and he was a patient in a state hospital in the city of Pontiac throughout my entire life. But it's actually the city where my parents met. I'm their only child. But throughout my life, I knew of my dad's struggles and having to rely on that state facility that was in Pontiac, that state hospital. And so in the 1990s, when I was a teenager, the state closed the hospital. It was called Clinton Valley at the time. Closed the hospital, tore down the hospital. And when he had another manic episode, that when I was a teenager and living with him, it was a big struggle that there wasn't a facility, wasn't help that was clear, that was able to be accessed. So because he's so intelligent, well-read, and he followed politics, he made it very clear from an early age for me that who gets elected directly impacts what happens in our community, what happens to our quality of life. And I had a very specific real-world example of that up close and personal during a formative time in my life. So it influenced me really to make this my life's career. It's the major I chose at Oakland University. And just once you start being able to accomplish things in a community leadership role, I can't stop. It's just something I'm really passionate about. And the place where I call home is where I'm able to make the biggest difference. And that's the beautiful, historic, and interesting city of Pontiac, Michigan.
Now, Mike, being that Pontiac is where you reside and you work nonstop to make a difference within your city, when you speak with people within your community, is there something that they say to you that resonates with you, that when you reflect, you say to yourself, this is why I'm running for mayor. This is what makes it all worthwhile?
That's a great question, and I don't have a really succinct answer. I'll just share that every day I'm talking to hundreds of people, usually. And to have all these conversations, everyone's got their different concerns, hopes, dreams for our shared city. But a takeaway is that, essentially, I have a strong familiarity with the bureaucracy of government. I've worked for the federal government, worked for the state government, been on the school board, president of the city council now, served on boards and commissions. So I've come at it from a lot of different angles, and I recognize that it's sometimes an unfamiliar or confusing process for a business that wants to open or a homeowner that wants to make an improvement. Sometimes I can help demystify the local government process and just communicate with my neighbors or with a potential business owner in a very straightforward way and let them know, hey, I know this is stressful or confusing, but actually this is why that process happens. Or these are the safeguards that we just need to work through and we can get there. So it's an interesting challenge, but also an opportunity of how I can help my neighbors and the business community in our city, in our area, navigate the corridors of local government, navigate the corridors of City Hall. So as mayor, if I'm elected, my job is to make City Hall work better for our residents and also communicate more effectively with our community, because there's a lot happening. There's a lot of vitality and movement and resources, but if our people don't know it, it's not penetrating. It's not making the best possible impact. So it's work, but it's rewarding work.
Now, a moment ago, you discussed your own experiences within your own family pertaining to the healthcare system. And Mike, what do you see as being the biggest challenges in the healthcare system? And as mayor, what would be your vision and goals pertaining to making a positive difference within the healthcare system?
We have a lot of resources at play in Oakland County. We have a lot of major hospitals and hospital networks. We have major universities steps away, very close to Pontiac. Some of our major hospitals located in Pontiac. And we are the county seat for Oakland County, which is really making a commitment to try and provide more resources, more care, and more access. And so what I can do as mayor and what we can do as a city government is one, partnering with these different resources, partner with these different change agents, but then also coordinate it. Because we have a lot of nonprofits, a lot of churches, a lot of community organizations that are doing great work. But again, if the people don't know it, if the resources aren't reaching them, it's not truly making the difference that it needs to. So that is something as mayor I hope to accomplish, where I help coordinate and then convey to the community what's happening and how they can benefit.
So, Mike, you're saying one of the major challenges is getting the word out, reducing the disconnect, and providing access to information and resources.
Pontiac doesn't have that problem in isolation. That's something inherent for us as a society. There's a lot of disconnect where, one newspaper is not how people communicate, where they're all getting their information from one source. It's just very diffuse and spread out. So you have to use many different outlets to reach people where they're at. And so I've had a lot of success in this campaign cycle of knocking on thousands of people's doors, just knocking on their door. And that's worked out really well.
Yeah. Now, what resonates to me about you is how passionate you've been in regards to communication. For example, you make sure people have direct access to you, your ability to listen, to respond to messages, to provide information and answer questions. Now, as mayor, do you have a vision in regards to how to reduce the information and resources disconnect that seems prevalent in government today?
Oh, yeah. Proactive, positive, and persistent. Meaning, I can't wait for somebody to come ask me a question. I gotta get the info out there, get the excitement out there. So I've got to be proactive. I've got to, initiate, and the city team has to initiate. But I have to be positive in the sense that there's a lot of things in life and in a community that are struggles, that are a challenge. And, crime happens in every community. We suffer a loss, a loved one passes away from old age, or a business closes. So I've got to also positively let folks know what's exciting, what's happening, what's around the corner too. So that way they feel that sense of momentum, but also they feel encouraged and enriched and interested in their neighborhood, in their city. I've got to give my neighbors hope and shine lights on some of the many positive things actually that are happening. And then finally, I've got to be persistent. You have to really layer communication, all different tactics, all different mediums, all different topics. You don't want to be scattershot. You don't want to be convoluted, but you've got to be persistent. Keep banging the drum, keep putting out information and communicating. And so as mayor, I'm like the communicator in chief for the city of Pontiac. To the region, to the state leaders, to even beyond, that Pontiac is on the map. We have sometimes been overlooked and forgotten, in part because of our size, but also because we're not telling our story. We're not getting the word out there, and we're not attracting the attention, positive attention, that we need and we deserve.
Now, for those who have not been to downtown Pontiac for the last few years, it's definitely evident that Pontiac is truly growing, especially for entrepreneurs, as well as the arts and entertainment community. Now, as mayor, what would be your vision in this particular area, and what would you do to continue to stimulate the growth downtown?
There's a lot to do, but it's really exciting work. I'm so excited to sink my teeth into it. And I also did 4 years as the director for downtown Berkeley. I was living in Pontiac, but my day job was helping stimulate Berkeley's downtown economy. And I want to be able to use some of those same tried and true methods to build up a downtown, build up the business environment and excitement and interest. But as mayor, I want to build new housing to fill the vacant land where we've lost property. I want to clean up our major corridors, the main streets. I want to improve neighborhood services, and I want to revitalize our historic downtown. My vision is that Pontiac and our downtown will be known as the creative center, the creative capital of Michigan. In terms of arts, culture, music, performances, we already have so much in our DNA with a creative history and arts and culture scene and live performance and live music. And we've got new venues, long-running venues, and more that are in the pipeline. So when you think of the Crowfoot or Electricity, the Strand Theater, the Little Art Theater, those are all within a few steps of one another. And what we have in the pipeline is something really unique.
Okay.
Oakland County is returning for the first time in over 60 years to downtown Pontiac. They're moving major offices, and they're building a whole entity, a whole complex around county operations back into our downtown. And that includes a 2-acre central park in our downtown that will have a live performance space that evokes the positive memories that people have of live music on top of the Phoenix Center, which has for 15 years was closed, and it's now been demolished as we work to revitalize and reactivate our downtown. So that's just a few of the early examples of many, many exciting new developments coming to our downtown. And as I work to help unite the forces, unite the creators for downtown Pontiac to be more on the map as that creative destination, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Wow, that's exciting to hear. Now, Mike, what would be your message for all entrepreneurs, including entrepreneurs from all ethnic backgrounds, to come and build and grow their businesses within Pontiac?
I've got 3 things to say.
Okay.
Welcome, and bienvenidos. That I want us to grow and thrive together. We actually have a really diverse community, one of the most diverse cities in Michigan in terms of African American, Hispanic, Caucasian, Asian, Indigenous, all in Pontiac. I would venture to say that outside of Southwest Detroit, Pontiac has the largest Latin population in the state of Michigan. And it's amazing. It's been a part of our community, the fabric of our business community for over a century. And it's growing. It's actually filling vacant storefronts, revitalizing empty homes, cleaning up commercial corridors. And we have in our downtown Central Multicultural La Familia, and they have been a pipeline. It's a Spanish-speaking service agency for Pontiac, Oakland County, and the region. But they've actually been a pipeline for entrepreneurs, Spanish-speaking entrepreneurs, and it's leading to new businesses opening. And it is going to be a major factor in our community's business revitalization and our creative revolution that we are launching because of so much culture, music, food, vitality, art that's at the heart of the Latin experience in Pontiac and in Michigan. And that's true for all of our diverse populations. We actually have a lot of businesses owned by many different backgrounds, many different faiths, and I want them to remain, grow, and thrive in Pontiac as we welcome more of our current residents moving into the entrepreneurial space. And I've got some great ideas that I'll be launching as mayor when I start about how we can provide that really incubating, receptive growth locally, and then also partnering with those that want to relocate or expand in Pontiac.
Well, I really, really love that. That adds vitality to the city of Pontiac.
Yeah, at the heart of it all is vitality. And what really is the common denominator for vitality is people.
Yes.
People are going to be what drives Pontiac's growth and revitalization, and to have their heart, their culture, their lives, their family right at the heart of that renaissance is going to be really fun and really beautiful.
Well, that's fantastic. Now, Mike, you mentioned a moment ago about family. So if a young family with children relocates to Pontiac because they see the growth and the vitality within the community, as well as the connectivity to the city and its resources, can you share with me what are your thoughts on education, as you well know from your past experiences? And as you also know, education is a major subject nationwide regarding the educational standards, for example. Mike, what is your vision to the challenges as it pertains to Pontiac and its educational system?
There's certainly room for growth there and throughout our state. Pontiac isn't immune to the challenges that Michigan has been facing. We have a stable Pontiac School District now, and I was honored to be able to be president of the school board and serve for 5 years to help stabilize the school district and eliminate a lot of debt and deficits. But we need to be able to improve academic experience, improve student experience. And a big factor for Pontiac is that it's our Spanish-speaking families. Our English is the second language for households. That is a main a dynamic in our student population and growing. So Pontiac is effectively serving our Latin families. And what I want to make sure as mayor is that our Pontiac and surrounding schools, because there's charter schools, parochial schools, and then surrounding public school districts where families send for school of choice. But those that are in the Pontiac school district footprint, we have the Pontiac Promise Zone, where a child can get $50,000 for their tuition or for certifications or training. That's an amazing resource. And also tuition, room and board, books now, that's a massive resource. And we've got to, as the city leadership, sell that, communicate that, let that word go out, that when you're living in Pontiac and you're a Pontiac family, that if you have a child that's graduating from any of the 10 schools located in a Pontiac schools area, which includes the public high schools, but also includes the charter and parochial schools in our school district footprint, up to $50,000 per graduating student. The Pontiac Promise Zone should be known far and wide because it's a major positive and it's a major benefit to help them. And as mayor, I'm really excited about leveraging and partnering with our businesses in our city so that we can create a lot more career tracks. So almost that any family, wherever they go to school, their child can be thinking, is it music? Is it entertainment? Is it hospitality? Is it education? Is it medicine? Is it aerospace? We have a major jet engine manufacturer in Pontiac called Williams International, and they're interested in creating aerospace technician career pathways. We have a major automotive venue called M1 Concourse, and they wanted to create like high performance race car technician pathways. We have all this amazing, vitality in the community, but we got to make sure families and students know it, and then they can be participants and trained and have life pathways choice right before them.
Well, that's wonderful to hear. Now, Mike, thinking about another area of concern and nationwide conversation is in the area of crime. Now, as mayor, what's your vision and task in the area of continuing to reduce crime in the city of Pontiac?
Thank you for asking. We've actually had a dramatic drop in crime rates in Pontiac in the last year, and I'm really grateful. So violent crime is way down. Other crime statistics are very much dropping over last year, this time last year. And so my task and my burden is to make sure that continues to be the right trend. We've invested a lot in community policing, where in Pontiac, it's the Oakland County Sheriff that provides policing services. And so as mayor, my job would make sure that every neighborhood, every side of town, every family feels safe and is safe. When crime does happen in Pontiac, the culprits are caught very quickly. It's a small consolation, but it's also important. We don't have rampant, out of control crime in Pontiac, and we have a public safety system where it's swift, responsive, and able to deliver justice for families.
Now, when you think of your future as mayor of Pontiac, to the voters who are considering voting for you, Mike, what's your specific message to them?
There are a million and one things that need to get done. So it's not easy to drill it down to, here's our 3 things, fix those 3 things, and everything's rocking and rolling. It's making sure that every day we are moving our city forward and making our city more whole, more healed, and more happy. And, that might sound lofty, but it's really at the heart of it, right? We, 62,000 people, have come together, and this is where we're calling home. And I want that home to be happy, safe, and thriving for everybody. But when you go down to the specific issues, and there really is, I'm going to have never-ending tasks, but it's about, in ways large and small, making our neighborhoods and our families have a better life. And there'll be a lot of different unique ways that will come up, opportunities to take that action that aren't necessarily known to us today. But I want people to know that as mayor, I'm going to work night and day, and it'll be my life's mission, and I'm going to have a lot of fun doing it, and I want them to have fun living it and experiencing it and partnering with me to do it. I own my own home. I love my historic house, and I'm literally the closest house to City Hall. I get to walk to work, and then steps away, my neighborhood is our downtown. So by the downtown coming back to life and being full of music and food and sights and sounds and people, that gets to enrich me and my life experience. And I cannot wait to be able to share that with all my neighbors, that joy, that excitement, that interest, because we live in a really interesting place and I want more people to be able to enjoy it. And I can't wait to help deliver that better, brighter Pontiac for my neighbors and my family.
Well, that's wonderful. Now, Mike, where can people go if they want to learn more about you, your accomplishments, your story, as well as your vision as mayor of Pontiac, and even have an opportunity to communicate directly with you?
Sure. First, give me a call. Hey, my number is 248-410-0702. That's my cell phone. And so you can text me, you can call me, you can email mike@mikemcginnis.com. That's my email, goes directly to me. My website, mikemcginnis.com. Social media is Mike McGinnis. You can find me there on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, and any new platform that might pop up. And then, should I be elected as mayor, you'll be able to hopefully follow the city of Pontiac on all of your different social media platforms and see firsthand. I'm really excited to be able to, as mayor, communicate directly, give people updates, let them see behind the scenes about city government, what the services that are happening for their neighborhoods and their family, and then all the exciting vitality that's coming down the pipeline and that I want people to be a part of.
Well, I have to say, I'm excited to see the continued growth of Pontiac, as well as all the exciting changes that you yourself make as mayor of Pontiac. And your vision is indeed truly refreshing. And Mike McGinnis, I have to say, it is indeed a true pleasure to speak with you today and learn more about your vision for the city of Pontiac.
Thank you. No, thank you for the excellent conversation. I look forward to checking in when we see some of the momentum and forward movement underway.
Well, that sounds wonderful. And again, Mike McGinnis, thank you so very, very much for being on our show today.
Thank you, sir.